Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Red Corner, or should I say the Clem and Tish show? I don't know. What's happening, Tish?
Good, man. How's it going?
All good, man.
Yeah, I
Three
think we can
points.
keep it. We can keep it exclusive. Man United bias today.
Yeah, no, for
In a,
sure.
in a, in a good
All the
way.
propaganda, all the propaganda. We
Oh.
come off of game week 7. We come off of a win and a clean sheet.
Yeah,
Uh, Yeah, Man United 2, Sunderland 0. We saw a
yeah.
debut from Sene Laumans, our keeper. What did you make of him? What did you make of him? Were you gassed after that performance, or was you
I
hesitant?
wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't. I've resisted. I've resisted all the temptation to jump into the. Remember, we're coming from a position of having tolerated too much crap.
Yeah.
It's like the first sign of like competence. It's like we're tripping over ourselves. And I think I think we're rating everything. It's like, yo, he's making saves. He's like a calming presence.
Yeah.
All of these things, and I'm like, whoa, guys, he had like one or two like major involvements in the game, and he was just solid. Let's give him time. So I'm not getting too carried away. I'm not getting too carried away with the goalkeeper. Although I mean, he does give off an aura of like
Yeah.
better than all the junk we've had before.
I've seen. So, are you not happy with the high claims? They were hardly like incredible crosses or like whatever,
Yeah,
but like just to see a cross coming in
yeah,
and being
yeah.
caught, not like not even whatever, just caught. Here it is. I've got it.
But then that's our problem. Our standards are so low. Our standards are so low. It's crazy. But yeah, no. But I think it was good for. I
Yeah,
think it was good for Amorim to actually give him a go.
yeah.
Yeah. So now it's decision time again. Who plays at Liverpool?
Yeah. Look, I
So
mean, I would just stick with him.
hmm,
I would stick with him and just see where it goes. Look, it's not like Bayern Dia has like cemented or done enough to like
hmm,
question. I think this dude came in, he's got a clean sheet.
yeah.
Just keep it going.
Hmm.
He does. I saw a lot of when he was. Well, apparently, his instruction was any sign of trouble or whatever, just kick it long to Shesko.
Yeah.
And like his kicking was all right. He was finding Shesko a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
times and all of that stuff. We'll
Hmm.
see. I'll see this narrative online. They're like, yes, this guy looks like such a boring guy. Looks like a science geek or like a bookworm or whatever. They're like, this is exactly what would lead. None of this
Exactly what you need. Yeah.
crazy hair, flashy colors, none of that. Just be a boring
Yeah.
guy, read your
Yeah.
books,
Yeah.
whatever. Keep the ball
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. No, good start. But again, we must remember our
Yeah,
standards our goalkeeping standards are really low.
yeah.
So I'm not reading too much into it. But also like the result in general, man. Like
Yeah,
a lot of like the counter to the positivity is like
yeah,
it's just a newly promoted team. It's
it,
Sunderland.
yeah.
If you really think about the only thing I know for sure after this win is it's highly unlikely that we'll get relegated. Okay, because there are definitely teams. There are definitely teams on a standard below us in the league.
This time last week we were wondering whether we could scrape past Sunderland, but again, it just shows how far like the bar's in hell, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
this should be.
yeah.
But look, I mean, overarching thing, I think under Ruben Amorim, right? I get that it's just Sunderland and we shouldn't get too giddy about that stuff or whatever. But
Mm,
how good was it to just have like an easy win, like things
yeah,
going the way that
yeah,
they should,
yeah, yeah.
no unnecessary like drama, just like
Mm.
get your business done, move on to
Relatively
the next
easy win.
game.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so
No, it's. I mean, it's been a while.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
been a
yeah.
while. So always welcome.
Yeah, Mason Mount with that
Yes,
goal. What was it?
yes, yes.
Mbuma put the cross in there.
Yeah.
He trapped it with his left, and then
Beautiful touch.
first
Yeah,
time first time with the right. I was like, oh
yeah,
damn, Mount.
yeah. I
Who,
know.
who's this
I, I,
guy?
I know. Yeah. I was actually going to say I think Mount now might actually be causing a problem because he's looked sharp this season.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then again, it's the question of where do you play him, who sits out,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I suppose these are the good headaches, right?
yeah, yeah,
That you would prefer to have. But I
yeah.
think he's threatening to play himself into the team,
Into
like,
the team. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's crazy.
Yeah, but like the one thing I've seen like with us with United fans, it's always been like the case. So let me just say a lot of United fans online. Let me rather say that
Mm.
there's always been the case of it's almost like we want the bare minimum. Like we want a starting 11 and nothing more. So the
Yeah,
minute there's like competition for places or whatever, I was freaking out. Oh no, but where's this guy gonna play? What's gonna happen
yeah,
with this or whatever? It's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's good to have depth. Maybe
yeah,
maybe not right now this season because like we barely have any games. League, FA Cup, that's that. So
yeah.
whatever. But I mean, that's just this season. Hopefully, we're hoping we get back into Europe. Hoping
Mm.
we have a longer run in the Carling Cup or Capital One Cup,
Yeah,
whatever, Carabao Cup, whatever it's called these days, um, FA Cup, and then you need a squad. You can't just have like just your first 11, and different games also need different tactical solutions as well, right?
true, true, true. But then look, we might have a shortage of games this season,
Mm,
considering that
mm,
it's just a league. That's the one thing to think of. And I think the thing about squad and squad depth is
yeah.
in on your bench, you can't have like 62, 70 mil guys being thrown, being rotated amongst each other. I think there needs to be your squad needs to be like it needs to be spread out evenly, and
Yeah.
then so it immediately becomes a thing where it's like Cunha, new
Mm,
signing,
yeah.
62 mil. He's like a
Yeah.
marquee signing,
Yeah.
and he's the one getting dropped in inverted
Yeah.
commas.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
now that's a story. So it's a yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's probably like a thing for Amorim to show us if he
Mm,
can manage a team, a squad,
yeah. Yeah.
characters.
I mean
Because
the Kobe Minu thing here is festering
yeah,
international break.
yeah,
Q the reports coming back. He's
mm,
unhappy. He's gonna ask for
yeah,
a move again in Jan. And like
yeah,
for me, at this stage, just let him go on loan in Jan. Like we barely have any games. He's clearly not playing him.
mm,
So like if you're not gonna play the guy, let the guy go. It's like a World Cup, and it's like it's almost like
yeah,
you're being spiteful. You're like, oh no,
yeah,
I need you here just in case I get some crazy injuries, but I'm
yeah,
not gonna play you at all. Or
yeah,
I'm gonna give you the garbage time minutes, the 2-3 minutes
mm,
at the end. It's
yeah, yeah.
crazy because you look at it from his point of view. Last Euros, the dude started the final, and
Mm.
then now it's like,
It's bad.
yeah, uh,
But I don't know. I don't know what the official story is. The only thing Amorim has said is that everyone needs to fight for their position,
yeah, yeah,
and it's a bit unfair on Kobe Manu that he's the only one of the four
yeah,
in midfield who's not getting thrown into the rotation.
and it,
Ugarte is getting a lot
yeah,
more game time than him.
yeah, exactly. But like, I think what pissed him off was like when he said that the unluckily for Kobe, he's fighting with Bruno for a spot, and
Mm,
that's just a wild thing. Like, bruh, like being pitted up against Bruno Fernandez, like the
yeah,
captain of the club, the
mm,
Mr. Reliable, the best guy at the club in recent Man United history, kind of thing.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
like, yeah, that guy, that's your competition. That's like, and then you've got these other guys, Casemiro and Ugarte, and like they're nowhere near it sometimes. And
yeah,
then yeah, that's BS. That's BS.
yeah,
Another guy who's got a problem is Joshua Zirkzee. Uh,
yeah.
he's also just like somewhere there in the
Mm.
ether. But yeah,
Yeah, he is. But he's most likely to be a replacement for Sesko. If anything happens to Sesko, he's the guy playing up front. So
See,
that's the thing. The thing. Yeah, yeah,
there's,
yeah.
there's. So you say that, right? And I hear you in theory, and like it could all just be like circumstantial, right? Because Xerxes got injured maybe at the wrong time. He missed
Mm,
all of preseason and all of that stuff. But
yeah,
when Sesko came through and he wasn't ready because he didn't have game match fitness and all that stuff, Cunha was up front. And
mm,
like, and Cunha just kept on
yeah,
being up front until
yeah,
Sesko's ready. So now you wonder
yeah.
if you're Xerxes, if Sesko gets injured or whatever the case is, am I actually gonna play or is he just gonna stick Cunha up front? you
Yeah.
know, these are-
But then again, now when you talk about rotation, Xerxes is a guy who you can take to the side and say, okay, listen, Chief, there's a whole rotation thing happening. Just wait for your moment. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at
Yeah,
Zexi kind of like circling around the squad because I
yeah,
think he's also still kind of like acclimatizing to
yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The World Cup year just um, complicates things. I think because I think where
yeah,
normally guys would like sit and like grind it out. Now everybody's looking at those every international break. People are
yeah,
not getting selected and like they're getting
yeah,
itchy and they're like,
yeah,
what's going on?
yeah.
But
Nah, but
anyway,
we'll,
yeah, 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 yeah. No, we'll see. We'll see, like you say. Anyways, a certain man has been speaking today. We got some breaking news today. Some comments uh, from our co-owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, on Ruben Amorim.
mm.
I've got his quotes here. On Ruben Amorim, he says he has not had the best of seasons. Ruben needs to demonstrate he's a great coach over 3 years. That's where I would be.
Talk about job
And
security, bro.
he
How
says
about that for a review talk for
3
performance
years.
review?
He says
Wow.
the press sometimes I don't understand. They want overnight success. They think it's a light switch. You know, you flick a switch and it's all going to be roses tomorrow. You can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes on and off every week.
Yeah,
That that
yeah.
that 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 you hear everything else. That 3 years, I feel like every Man United fan. So that 3 years, it just got deflated right there,
Oh,
bro.
it's like he's trolling us. It's like he's trolling us, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
crazy. In the back of my mind, I have
yeah,
this voice that says to me, but what if these guys are actually right? What
yeah,
if they're onto something? What if they're bucking the trend of like
yeah,
hire and fire, hire and fire? What if they really are committed to the long-term thing?
yeah.
What
There's,
what
there,
if they genuinely are about that life, you know?
yeah. Yeah, look, and that could happen, right? Because you'd like
Yeah.
to think that. Well, I would have said this previously. You'd like to think that Ruben Amorim is a decent coach and he'll whatever, but I'm not going to say that now because of the display that he has he has
Yeah.
given to us. But like we could be on the wrong side of history here. We could be
Mhm.
like the side of the guys who wanted Fergie out. Like if
Yeah.
you look in hindsight,
Yeah. Yeah.
Ruben Amorim is nowhere gonna be nowhere near Fergie or whatever. But like
Yeah.
it's like we could be the guys who are like, look, those guys were impatient and they wanted him out. Now look, three beat.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, but then I suppose the results don't say that, right?
Yeah,
Nothing. There's
yeah,
nothing. There's
yeah,
no tangible evidence that that could be true. But then for these guys, it's like, but guys, this is
yeah,
going to be true. This is
yeah,
3 years. This is a 3-year project. Yeah, those are big.
yeah,
Those are like big lines to drop out, man. And
yeah,
and you have to wonder like, how serious is he being? Like
yeah,
you said, is he
yeah,
just spinning a story here, or what the hell, man?
yeah, 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 yeah. Nah, no stress, no stress. I mean, it's kind of like it's like and again, let's also acknowledge that this could just be poker face
Yeah.
from um from Sir Jim, and he could just be saying this just to more ease the public pressure on Emerim.
Mm,
And because I mean, if you're telling the guys that look, guys, this guy's here for 3 years, no matter what, which is
mm,
basically what he said, then the journalists aren't gonna write a hit piece on him every week.
mm.
At some point, surely they'll just accept it and like do whatever it can. So maybe what he's saying in his mind is like, my guy, you're on borrowed time. But what I'm just doing is I'm just shielding you from the media,
A
but
little bit, yeah.
I've still got my eye on you.
I'm watching you. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if it also doesn't send a message to the players as well, somewhere in
Yeah,
there. It's like, you guys need to
yeah,
figure out how to make the system work because this
yeah,
guy's not going anywhere. It's
yeah,
like he's not accepting any system excuses from the players.
yeah, yeah. No, and that is true actually, because like these players we know are experts at throwing managers under the bus and like downing tools. So like
Yeah,
there's no point
yeah,
downing tools if you know that like things are not gonna change. This is
exactly.
this and this is
Mm,
that's a good point. It's a good point.
yeah. So potentially there's that as well, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I think we actually need to do like a weekly check-in here, to see what the temperature is, because the way things change, I felt like last week we went
Mm.
full on Amorim out, like we
Yeah.
dove in because
Yeah.
we were like enough,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it's like a week later, a win later, like how do you kind of like
Okay,
adjust your?
but does a 2-0 win over newly promoted Sunderland at Old Trafford move the needle for you?
Well, if I mean
Like,
for Sir Jim, he's ready for like another 2 years of this, so it's like, so it's hard to tell, like what
yeah.
how are you supposed to even think about this every week? It's also
Yeah.
then hard to be consistent in your thoughts, to be like,
Yeah.
screw this guy needs to leave,
Yeah.
and here
Yeah.
they are like serenading us with this long-term vision nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, yeah, and that's the thing, and you can't come here and crash out every week and like just like like it's just not good for. So I think
Yeah.
for me, like the Sunderland game, it's a look. His whole Man United career has been that, right? Go through a
Mm.
bad patch or bad losses, whatever, win a random game, and then go through a patch, win a random game. So
Yeah.
again, that we're back to that back-to-back thing. Unfortunately, his back-to-back is a Liverpool game,
Mm.
but like,
Mm.
what is the next game gonna do? If you somehow beat Liverpool, or like, I don't even want to say respectable draw. I think at this stage we need to win. We need to win. So,
I'm thinking respectable draw.
but what does that
That's
do
what
for us? What does a respectable draw do for us?
that's what I think it gives them an opportunity to consolidate. I think another loss. I think another loss would be like one step forward, 5 step back. Stuff.
Yeah,
Then we're
yeah,
back even deeper.
yeah.
So
But then do you say it's Liverpool, therefore, you know, we can take it on the chin, or do you look at it as this is just another L?
well, then you have to be honest about it. Then if it's like you're going away to Anfield and you lose with this United,
Mm,
it's like we just don't want a calamity. I think we're back to like, and for me at least, at the very least,
mm,
just can the performance just keep inching forward week by week.
mm.
You don't want like a Sunderland one week and then back to the Brentford kind of like
Yeah,
disaster.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
so I think I'm undecided on the result. Let me think about it over the international break,
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
see how I feel.
Look, it's funny. You look at the table and like it feels like the Premier League is a mess this season.
Yeah.
It's just like, or like, okay, cool. You've got Arsenal on where's the points? 16 points. Cool. Liverpool second, 15 points.
Mm.
You've got Spurs on 14 points, and it feels like I suppose he's had a couple of draws, but it felt like Thomas Frank has had like some really bad weeks
Mm.
somewhere
Yeah.
there, flattery to deceive kind of thing. But there they are,
Mm.
2 points off top. You've
Yeah.
got Bournemouth, 2 points off top, 14 points. You've got City,
Yeah.
13 points. Uh, just gonna skip Palace, 12. Chelsea is on 11 points, so we are
Mm.
1 point behind Chelsea,
Mm.
and we are six
Yeah.
points off the top. So it's sort
Mm.
of like crazy. Someone pointed out the stat, right? They're like United has had 3 wins this season, right? We beat Chelsea, we beat Sunderland,
Sunderland.
and we beat what was our first, no, what was the other win? Chelsea, Sunderland, and
Chelsea, Sunderland, and
Burnley. Burnley.
Burnley. Yeah.
Burnley. Cool. So we've got 3 wins, right? If you look at the Premier League table and you look at the form guide, which was the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody has more than 3 wins.
Mm.
Everybody has 3 wins
Yeah.
max. The
Mm.
difference comes in the draws and the L's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. It feels like everything's terrible and Ruben Amorim is shit and we're seeing shit all
Yeah.
the time kind of thing. But we're still sort of like within touching distance for some
Yeah. We
reason.
are. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't think anyone is running away with it. Well, it
Yeah,
doesn't look like anyone's running away with it.
yeah,
And it's an interesting point you make about the form guide. If you really want to think about it that way, our form is equal to Liverpool's form over the past 5 games. We should be like even theoretically. It's like we can take these guys based on
Yeah,
the results this season.
yeah.
Yeah,
It is what it is. But I mean, otherwise, I mean, we'll break it down as the window goes. But like, it just
mm,
feels good to have 3 points at least.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, go on, man.
So
Just live.
that's all I'm taking from the Sunderland win is it's highly unlikely that we're getting relegated. I think for sure we know
Mm,
that's not happening. Because
yeah.
remember there was a point where it's like you start thinking, oh my god,
were you
I don't know. I
were
don't.
you genuinely were
Well,
you
I mean,
genuinely
remember.
thinking about that or entertaining that thought?
Well, I mean, remember, last season was bad, eh? Last
Yeah,
season was bad, and I think there was a lot of. At least now it's like 7 games in. Like we've
yeah,
made we've moved a step forward, But
yeah.
like in the beginning, when the performances, especially after that City game,
Mm.
it was like, are we really gonna make it? Is this gonna be a better season than last season? It wasn't
Yeah,
clear,
yeah.
But I think we are definitely moving forward from next season. Though. I
Yeah.
think we can say that for sure. We can say that for sure. Yeah.
We hope, we hope. Like I think nobody realistic, like we're saying, nobody's expecting a title challenge or anything like that. But just like a solid showing, man, and like just like
Yeah. Mm,
showing of progress, something to for us to cling on to, man. That's all we
mm.
need.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, elsewhere, outside of our little circus there, Liverpool, man,
Mm.
three L's on the bounce.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what's happening. Although I did make the point not so long ago of
Yeah,
this Liverpool team. It's not the problem with calling out Liverpool is
yeah,
that you have to admit your team's own deficiencies as well,
yeah,
because your team is not capable of beating this team.
yeah,
That's actually not all that, you
yeah,
know. So then it's like when you point the finger at Liverpool, you have to point the finger at yourself and say,
yeah.
but why can't we, stop these guys? Because these guys are actually not all that.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. It's well, but maybe it's starting to show that they're not all that. Maybe like the whole spending 500 million to destabilize your squad is coming back to bite them now.
Yeah,
I
but
think today in the
yeah,
last game he tried to go back to his midfield, didn't he? That
mm,
whole Gravenberch, Slobosly, and McAllister. He went
yeah.
back to that midfield, the midfield that was carrying them last season. The results just said, "Nah, bruh, you can't just revert just like that and expect us to just magically go back."
Yeah,
Kirk
yeah,
has Kirk
yeah. I
has
think
just
your, I think
trash.
your point. I think your point there is. I don't think there's. It's outside of like Galacticos. You don't spend that much money in one go and start winning. I
Yeah,
think that's just a rule of football.
yeah. No, for sure, for sure. It's the greed. It's that greed that got them.
Yeah, it's out there. You talk about Kirkes, but it's like take your pick in that back four. It's like take your pick of like crazy behavior. Konate as well, man.
Yeah,
Van Dyke. It's like,
that-
geez, guys, what's going on?
yeah,
You know? Do
yeah,
you do you think in the case of Van Dyke and Salah, do you think there's like a complacency issue as well? Because it was so drawn out last season. Will
yeah,
they?
yeah,
Won't they? And it's like
yeah,
Liverpool eventually gave
yeah,
in to them.
yeah,
They kind of like ended up kissing their asses, and now they're like, and
yeah,
now they're like chilling, dog. And now they're like, you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, it's with Salah, yes, and Salah's saga was especially more spicy than Van Dijk's. It felt like Van Dijk's one was rumbling on, but like he wasn't really saying a lot. He was just like going at it. Where Salah was the guy with the cryptic
mhm.
tweets throughout the
Yeah,
whole saga,
yeah,
and
yeah,
blah, blah, blah. I
yeah,
legit thought Salah was gonna go, and maybe
yeah,
it is that. Maybe he has left mentally.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe it is
yeah.
that.
It's
There's
crazy.
yeah. Van Dijk, I don't know. Van Dijk, I've at least seen flashes this season. Seen
Mm,
flashes of Van Dijk, but
mm,
it's just like I think he used to be a consistency machine and he used to just,
yeah,
drop 9 out of 10s every week.
mhm,
Now he's got moments
yeah.
now. Konate's head is gone. He's in Madrid.
He's gone. Yeah, but I think with like a center back combo, it's
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
you need the two to be of a almost similar quality, so that when the one falls off,
yeah,
it's like the other guy picks up and like carries things. But
yeah,
it's like now, if Van Dijk just has a bad game, dog,
yeah.
and if Van Dijk is known to be
Liverpool has a bad game.
the entire like the entire defensive partnership falls
Yeah,
apart, and that's Kunate's problem. It's like, yo,
yeah,
Kunate, step
yeah.
up, dog, and help
Yeah.
this guy. This
So
guy
if
is just
so, if you're Madrid and you're watching Konate now, what are you thinking now? Are you? I mean, are you still pressing ahead with your thing? I suppose we've got our own scenario.
mm,
Carlos Baleba, we're interested
yeah,
in him.
yeah,
That
yeah.
guy this season has been dropping stinker after stinker. So, so it's kind of like, is there a point as a chasing club where you're like, hey, hang on, let me just consider
Yeah,
things.
I think so. I think for Real Madrid, it's time to start tapping up Mark Gay, man.
Mm.
It's time to start flirting with Gay, because Konate has done nothing to suggest
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, and then they won't fully admit it, but they're definitely missing Trent. Not for his defending, but like for, for him progressing the ball up the field
Yeah,
like
yeah,
quickly, because that
yeah,
guy, man, he could pick a pass like anywhere
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. So like now they're struggling now. They're having to do it manually. You've got a right back there in Frimpong who's sometimes being replaced by
Also,
a guy who's a
yeah,
number 10 playing at right back
yeah,
in your
yeah.
position.
Mm.
It's just a mess. But
But maybe it's some like vindication for Trent, because I do feel like
mm,
they gave him a hard time. Hey,
yeah, yeah,
like he copped a lot of flack,
yeah,
and you can talk about the way he handled it, whatever. But he had done his time for Liverpool,
yeah,
and he was like he's one of their better players in
yeah,
hindsight.
yeah,
And like he just wanted to, it's Real Madrid, what is he supposed to do?
yeah,
So I think he's probably, and his value is going up at Liverpool while he's sitting injured at Madrid.
yeah,
Can you imagine that? He's not even showing us how bad he is defensively. But Liverpool are like, we want, he's actually a much better option than what we have.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's like whatever it is. I'm enjoying the let's call it a demise. I know it's just like
it's a
whatever.
temporary one.
It's a temporary
And
one, but you gotta take what you gotta take. Well, you gotta take what
yeah,
you can take.
yeah, yeah. But I did have like one eye on the Chelsea game. It was actually quite like entertaining, back and forth. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
felt like the two teams were actually quite even, like when they were both going at it.
yeah,
Liverpool just had the edge slightly, but they couldn't kill Chelsea off after
yeah,
coming back into the
yeah,
into the game. And an interesting one for me was Wirtz's performance.
yeah,
I think I wanna cut him some slack, man. I want to cut him some slack. I think it might be because he's just playing in an underperforming team as well.
mm,
I think maybe you have to give him that and say, just because he's the most, just because he was the most expensive player in the club's history, does that mean he must be their savior? I
yeah.
mean, the whole team is at fault here. Something's not right. Give the guy a break.
Well, if that was Paul Pogba, what would the narrative be?
Exactly. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Remember that game? There was well, look, Sules was racist, anyways, but there was that game where Pogba dropped 4 assists, I think it was, and
Yeah.
Sules was just like, yeah, that's what I expect for 100 million pound player. He wasn't even 100 million pound player, but he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's what I expect. Yeah, I'm not gonna give him props for dropping 4 assists. That's what you
Yeah.
should get for 100 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, no, we'll see, we'll see. I think Vets will come right.
Mm.
He will come right. So I think it's just the hate and me just wants to enjoy it now while while he's still figuring himself
Yeah.
out. He's
Yeah.
gonna do it. Elsewhere at the Emirates, Arsenal dispatched of West Ham 2-0, quite easily done. Top of the log. Uh,
Mm.
this
Yeah.
Liverpool team that has seemed surmountable has been usurped on the top of the log now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's early and it's Arsenal that we're dealing with. What do you think of that
Yeah.
situation?
I didn't watch the Arsenal game, but they say it was easy win for them. And yeah, this is it. This is their moment, man. This is their season.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. With Arsenal, you can't jump in. I don't think Arsenal have also given us anything to say that this is the year that they're like doing it. As much as Liverpool have shown us that this is the year where they're falling off, I don't know if you can say yet that like Arsenal are showing us, man.
yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
Arsenal are really getting everyone going. I don't know. It's
And
a whole
also
question marks
it's
about
just Arsenal as well, right? It's just that. So it's weird, man. I've got this weird dichotomy in my brain here. Like it's I'm looking at it, looking at my rivals. Liverpool, you don't want them to win the league. Man City, here they're racking up those Premier Leagues, man. So like, as much as I used to just dismiss them as the plastic club and blah blah blah,
yeah,
but like they're winning too many Premier Leagues, so we need to curb that.
yeah.
Uh, Chelsea's nowhere in the race. I don't really care too much about Chelsea. They're
Mhm.
nowhere in the race. And then there's Arsenal. Then it's like, okay, cool. So Arsenal should win. That's the best case scenario for a
Yeah,
non-United win. But
yeah.
like at the same time, as soon as Arsenal takes steps in that direction to win, like I just want to hate on them. I just don't like those guys. And
Yeah.
their fans. I think it's their fans that's messing with me here.
Yeah, but before I start hating on Arsenal, I just remember that it is Arsenal. You know, you just remember that this is a calamitous club. Recently, I think of all the big clubs, they've been the most calamitous. They've been the closest to doing something and never doing anything.
Yeah,
So I also don't get too stressed about Arsenal yet. Like I'm not, I'm
yeah,
not, I'm not mad at them yet because
yeah,
it's not certain that they're going to show up. And I
yeah.
think the biggest drag for Arsenal is that Gyökeres is still a little anonymous. He's still a little anonymous, man.
It's at that stage where, like, as fans, you have to find, like, you're searching hard for positives in there,
Yeah.
in the, oh, yeah, but he's making good runs and, like, all of this stuff. And it's like,
I don't know, man.
yeah, I'm not sure about, like, yeah,
I don't know.
sure. Yeah,
I
he's
don't
he's
know.
just
I
been
don't know.
anonymous. He's anonymous, and he's not
He's a bit
influencing the
anonymous.
game. He's not impacting the game, and that
Yeah.
on
Mm.
its own is just whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
just as we're talking about your boy Jokeres, we were about to close here. What's happening with Jokeres, my boy?
How's it? How's
What's
it
up
out
with
there?
Enquiries? I'm
Oh,
Uh,
alright, I'm alright.
you arrived right on time, man.
yeah.
Right on time.
Hey, listen, he's not
Uh,
009, double oh
your
008,
mic is
007, he's
crackling,
not
bro.
like that.
Your mic is crackling like
Is it?
crazy. Yeah.
Let's try this.
Yeah. It's
Let's try
your
this.
mic's form is on par with Jokeres' form. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
I'm ready. I'm ready to have a full-on drag campaign on Gyökeres, considering the amount of hype this guy commanded
yeah,
during the transfer season.
yeah,
I'm ready. I think he
Is it
actually
better?
yeah, it's better.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I think Gyökeres is actually first in line on Fraud Watch ahead of
yeah.
Fuzz. So I think they're neck and neck.
Yeah. How many goals does Cunha have again? Remind me? How many assists?
No,
Just
no.
checking.
Well, I
Asking
mean,
for a favor.
but
it's hard when you're a victim of Amorim's rotation. This
yeah.
guy's starting every week.
Ah.
But wait. Gyökeres got 2 goals against Leeds. One of them was a pen,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2 goals
Mm-hmm.
against Leeds, and then what was his third goal? What? Or his other
It
goal?
was
Doesn't have to be the third one.
it was a tap in that he scored that Eze provided with a lovely assist.
Against who? That's the
Forgot.
pertinent question. Let me check
It wasn't
quickly.
Leeds because the one against Leeds is the one where he created the goal by himself. And then he
Yeah,
scored a pen in that same game. And then there's another game where the ball went over the top to Eze,
yeah.
squared across, and he tapped it in.
Let me see here quickly. But it's just
Ah,
it's fine, but like he's not beating the allegations. He's not beating the flat track bully allegations, and unfortunately in
one
the
minute, one
Premier
minute.
League, in the Premier League, there aren't as many people to bully as there are in the Portuguese league. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. We're
Yeah.
eyeing. We're eyeing him. I still put Verts ahead of him,
No, man.
but we're eyeing him. We're watching him. We're watching him.
Nah,
Skawar.
dog. Nah, dog. Listen. Um, Gyökeres is the type of striker where you can't prioritize position over getting the ball forward, and Arteta unfortunately does. Because there's so many times where he spins a defender, he makes a run, he's running a channel, but our guys are
Mm.
instructed to keep the ball and protect it. So
Yeah.
if you increase his output, right? He's a striker. He's like a fox in the box type of striker, or
Uh,
give me something to run onto, or leave me one on one of the defender type of thing. But
Mm.
if you're gonna wait for him to create something out of you know lots of traffic and defenders surrounding him and all that crap,
Did you
you're
buy
not
the
gonna get the
wrong
most out
guy?
of him.
Did you buy the wrong guy?
Um, yes and no. Yes and no, because I know Arteta wanted Tesco. I don't want Tesco. Um, I don't because he's a taller Kai Havertz. That didn't work for us before. I don't see how it's going to work for us now. Was he going to be a target man? Sure. Where we're going to, cross the ball in? Of course. But then again, this is the Premier League, right? Defenders on midgets all of a sudden because he's tall. So I
He's
don't know, man.
he
I don't
still
know.
tends to win his duels, and his hold up play is actually very, very good. It's
No, he's decent.
insanely
He's
good.
decent.
It's
He's decent.
really
He's
good.
a
Mm.
look. I personally wanted Gyökeres because in my mind, we need to change the way we play and be a bit more direct and get the ball forward a bit quicker. What I didn't want is an upgrade on Kai Havertz that does exactly what Havertz does. Drop down in the
Mm.
midfield, hold up the ball, all that good extra stuff. No, I didn't want that. I want a striker
Mm.
that puts the ball in the back of the
That's
net. And for me, 13 goals in Bundesliga and you're costing 70 plus million. Sorry, not for me.
the market is the market. It is what it is. One thing I'll say I've been happy about is that Sesko is often in the box. He's there. He's in the box.
But your manager's tactics.
You don't generate. Yeah. That's a different thing. But yeah, now himself, he's there. I suppose the question is, does he start getting frustrated at some point and start, because that's when people start dropping deep unnecessarily and whatever. If they start getting frustrated, like whatever.
You
But
see, the thing with a striker that is on the shoulder of the defender is you stretch the pitch.
mm,
One. When you're constantly dropping deep, a defender can easily say it's fine, drop deep.
mm,
You're in front of me, so I can still see you.
yeah,
Whereas if I'm on your shoulder, you always have to be worried about me. And automatically, what that does is that it creates space for the midfielders just behind to
yeah,
do what they need to do. So
yeah,
overall, it does improve the way we play in a way. Like
mm,
the likes of Odegaard are now starting to shine. Eze, of course, was always going to shine in that 10.
Mm.
But you need to stretch the pitch. So you've got the winger stretching the pitch outwards, and you've got the striker stretching the pitch vertically.
mm,
And then that naturally creates gaps. Forward.
mm,
The problem is, however, you need to get the ball forward quickly. I remember, and I think I've said this so many times, Lacazette had a similar issue, even under Wenger, where literally pundits would be analyzing the game time and time again, saying,
Mm.
guys, pause right there. He's made a run.
mm,
It's on Chaka's left foot, his favorite strong foot. That is, it's not a difficult pass.
yeah,
You release that ball, get it forward. You're asking him to run after a ball at a blistering pace
yeah,
against the defender who he's going to beat, and it's a one-on-one just like that.
yeah.
But no, we must recycle and pass the ball left to side, left to right first.
I
So
think, but I think there's like there might be an issue here with the system and the player not working, because the system has already taken you to a point of success, and then now you can't.
success. Then.
The system already taking you to second. The
Okay.
system's taking you to one
Okay,
notch.
let me
below the best.
rephrase what he's saying. What he's saying, basic. So I mean, like, say you need to change to suit Gyökeres. Say
A
you
single
change
player.
that and then you start dropping now,
Exactly.
like because
That's
you're
a
trying to.
gamble. That's a gamble.
Then
That's a hectic gamble.
it's not a hectic gamble, guys. So you're telling me asking a manager to adapt and get the most out of a striker that scored the most out of every striker in Europe results in dropping points, and therefore it's a gamble.
Against
But
small teams,
but
against
your
small teams.
manager.
Don't. Scored against
Guys,
small teams.
guys, all I'm simply saying is just for the fact that a team is big or a team is small, the guy knows where the net is.
Yeah.
The question for me, you see, the thing for me is it's like Darwin Nunes. You see, Darwin Nunes for me, I could easily consider as a flop because the guy got chances. Noodles got chance after chance after chance. The guy
Mm.
missed open goals. Do you understand? And Klopp really created chances for that guy.
Yeah.
All I'm simply saying is I want to see this guy miss sitter after sitter before I say right off. Right now he's feeding off scraps. Scrap, 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 scrap.
But
He's,
but like we
he's
but
covering so
like
much
we
distance on the
always
pitch.
say, but like we always say here, man, in the Arsenal chats, Arteta is not changing. Like the idea of like Arteta changing things is just it's not gonna happen, you know.
And that's why I
That's
want
the
him
thing.
gone, win or leave.
I just
at
For
least
me, it's very
at
simple.
least at least you're consistent on the Arteta.
I'm
And you
consistent.
never
for
miss.
No,
me.
You
no,
never
no,
miss.
no, no. I'm not gonna flip flop. I'm not gonna flip flop. No, 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 no.
For me, it's
Like
just
we
funny.
can't go from we can't go from a Wenger to a very experienced Emery who was not backed and supported by the way to backing and supporting a novice for 6 years to the tune of almost 1 billion. That doesn't make any sense. And all I have for that is an FA Cup before the money spent. So he won a cup with someone else's squad, but with his own, he's doing nothing but finishing second and playing bridesmaids 3 years in a row. Sorry,
Yeah.
An FA
win or
Cup
leave.
and
It's that
broken
simple for me.
dreams.
Basically,
Because look, all that needs to happen for Arsenal to take it to the next level is Gyökeres just needs to pitch in with his goals, man. And you're not even asking him to score like 30, 40, 17, high
how,
teens, 20 goals. And Arsenal are
how
taking a
many
step forward,
shots?
you know?
Yeah, that's fine. How many shots does he get per game? How many chances are created per game? You see, for me, when he gets to the level of Darwin Nunes, where he's missing big
Mm.
chance after big chance, game in, game out, then we can start having the conversation. But for as long as the only chance he gets is like a half chance or a scuffed shot, whatever the case may be, and maybe every third or fourth game there's pull the trigger, whatever the case may be. That for me is it's not fair to criticize him and saying he's missing chance or he's useless. He's getting in
Mm.
the right areas. I think the system is still adapting to him and he's still adapting to the system. I think
Yeah,
something has,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
for me, when Eze is behind him, I'm very confident because Eze is the type of person where he will try pull a pass. Zubimendi seems to be a very direct player as well.
Mm.
I need
Mm.
direct. You see,
The problem,
striker
the
for me,
problem, yeah.
yeah.
The Eze situation is going to give you a headache when Odegaard comes back. I find that creating problems there because
Well,
he's fitted in nicely.
Mm.
And then club captain, what's
hmm.
going to happen to club captain?
Yeah.
No, so here's the thing I saw with Arteta, and I'm not sure if he was arresting people, but this past weekend he started Eze and Odegaard, and then had Rice or Zubimendi in the six.
Mm,
That's what I want to see,
mm.
especially against
It's,
teams that were expected to dominate, who are going to
it's
play a low block.
yeah.
Put
Is
your two most
Odegaard
creative players in that midfield and unlock that defense.
fit at the moment?
No, he's injured.
He's
Out for a
injured. No,
couple of
yeah,
months.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I remember something like that. But we'll see, bruh. Top of the table. You think
For
you're
now,
gonna maintain, or
Chief, Chief, we hold the record for spending the longest time on top of the league without winning it.
it's a new
So
season,
the
dog.
fact that I'm top in October means nothing. It means
Mm.
nothing, honestly.
Perfect squad here. There's no depth issues here. There's no. You've got your
Manager,
striker.
manager,
You've got all of.
manager.
Yeah.
The only question mark is manager. Can he deliver, yes or no? Everyone else I know they're capable of doing it under a good manager, but manager, will he make the right in-game changes? Will he manage the game well? In-game
Yeah.
management, all that good stuff. Will he pick
Yeah.
the right lineups? Will he actually grow a pair and give it a go from minute one? And so far,
We'll see.
for the past two games we've played, I'm happy to say that he's done that.
And that comes after that whole press conference when people were talking about releasing the handbrake, releasing the handbrake.
Mm.
Why do you need people to tell you that though in the first place? but but
It's
that
it's pressure. It's
But at
pressure,
least,
and I think mm,
well, at least he's showing, he does listen to some sort of outside conversation. We're stuck with a guy who hears everything and does nothing.
I hear he's being backed for 3 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, we've had that whole conversation. Look, there's two. Just a quick recap for your benefit. Look, it could be one of those things. It could very easily be uh, the Sir Jim guy saying, "I've got my eye on you. What I'm doing now, because you're getting pelters in the media every week, is I'm shielding you from the media. I'm telling these guys that you're going to be here 3 years no matter what. So there's no point in them writing articles every week and whatever about this thing because I'm backing you. But meanwhile, billionaires are liars, and we know he's lying, and he's side eyeing him and he's waiting for the opportunity. So it could very well be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not just gonna take it at face value, but it was not great. It was not great breaking news to read.
I am taking it at face value just so that I can have you guys in the mud for a couple of weeks. Wow. I
Well,
cannot believe it.
yeah. We'll see. Maybe we'll get our 2 in a row against Liverpool. You never know.
Look, Liverpool might have a point to prove after starting the season so shaky or not so convincing. Finally, they lost. Oh, we've been gaslit so many times this whole season by Liverpool fans. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
But
finally caught up with them.
we also, yeah, but we also touched on the thing of if you before you criticize Liverpool, you have to acknowledge your own team's shortcomings, right? For not being able to deal with
Two
them.
things can be
No,
true
you
at
have
once,
to.
Clem.
No,
Two
no,
things
no.
can be
You
true
have
at
to.
once.
If you
It is true
especially
that Man United are
from
shit, and it's also true that Liverpool is not convincing.
no,
Both those things
I
are
think
true.
I think this
No.
perspective is no. This perspective is from this is what I would look at from an Arsenal perspective. I'd be like, but these guys are nonsense. These are the guys who've been chowing us. These are the guys who are ahead of us. Why is it that we are not kind of capable of getting to a level to beat these guys?
It's actually crazy. You look at those 2 Bruno missed penalties, right? The Fulham one was okay. That was
Six
gonna
extra
win the
points.
game. 6
Yeah.
extra points, tied top of the league right now. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. But anyways, that's not our
Captain, my
football.
captain. No, just back on Clem's point, even as an Arsenal fan, two things can be true at once. I know why I'm behind Liverpool or why I was behind Liverpool the way that I was. My manager on 2 key games was a coward. That's why. He was a coward. Simple. Absolute coward. 3 DMs in midfield. Are you mad? Are you having a laugh? What's going on? So again, 2 things can be true at once. Liverpool needs to stop gaslighting us. Did not start well. They've been scamming wins left, right, and center with 98-minute winners.
They've not had a
That is a
full.
fact.
They've not had a good 90-minute performance.
Thank you.
They've not had that this whole
Zero,
season.
nothing. Against Arsenal, let's be clear. Soboslai has put every single free kick after scoring that one in Rosie. Just by the way, every free kick he's taken after that has gone to Rosette. So I think we can comfortably now, with hindsight, say that was a fluke. That was a wonder goal. He'll score that probably once or twice a season max. Max. Otherwise, that game had draw to over it, which is what Arteta played for. I'm not taking away from the fact that Arteta was negative. He was playing for a draw. But Liverpool mustn't act like, we dominated Arsenal. No. Slow down. Stop right there. My frustration was my manager was a coward. If my manager wasn't a coward against Liverpool and against City, he wasted 45 minutes. That City team was gettable at, which is why we equalized and pulled on.
And I don't know why, man. Like you've got the team. These are your direct rivals. If you take points off of them, it makes a difference. And like, I don't get it, bro.
This guy. So yeah, 2 things can be true at once. Liverpool do not look good, and they run the risk of having spent $500 million in one window and looking nonsense for it. Because Florian Wirtz, let's be clear, that is not 130 million. Let's be very, very, very,
yeah.
No,
that's
not 100 plus million.
Oh, that's some decent touches here and there, guys.
For 130 million, some decent touches.
No, guys. No.
British world record for a bit.
I'm pretty sure you can find a 19-year-old from your academy who has decent touches as well. It can't be, guys. Pogba got slagged off from game 1. Mesut Ozil had pressure from day 1. Our Santi Cazorla came as underdogs and lit up the Premier League from game 1. We've seen guys like David Silva. We've seen the likes of Bergkamp. We've seen the likes of KDB. And all these guys cost less than half than what this guy costs. I'm sorry.
And the media's protecting him, bro. Like I'm seeing, they're writing up all these articles of I'm seeing things. They're like, oh yeah, some of the best Premier League players ever had slow starts. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at Thierry Henry, and like they're writing all of these motivations as to why, whatever.
Like Thierry Henry was a Juventus reject, quote unquote. What are we talking about here?
Exactly, bro. Hey.
Bergkamp wasn't a
guys.
world record fee. He was also an interreject. Like, guys, come on. Stop rewriting history.
Bruh.
No one expected Thierry Henry coming to the Premier League to light it up. Everyone was like, huh? Thierry Henry? Who's that? What for?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Cristiano
yeah.
was
Because he had
17
a
for
rough.
crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he had a rough time because he came from. Did he come from Monaco?
Juventus.
Juventus, right? Yeah, where
Juventus.
he had,
Exactly.
and it's just Wenger had him from Monaco back there, but he had a torrid
Yeah,
time
he
at
knew him.
Juventus.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Even the top, no, Thijs Wirtz was a Brit. It was a he broke the British transfer record fee before Isak. He broke it
Bruh.
after having a scintillating season in the Bundesliga. That's a very big difference
Yeah.
between Thierry Henry, Cristiano, and literally any other player you can think of.
Yeah.
I mustn't gaslight us these people in real history. These Liverpool fans.
Yeah. We'll see. It's Isak. We agreed. It's just a fitness thing, right? With his exploits, he'll come through. I think. I mean, he's
We hope so. We hope so. Otherwise, that's
Yeah.
two British transfer
we
records
don't
that are being added.
really hope so, but but
But
probably.
Isak looks more likely. Yeah, he looks more likely to come right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean,
All I'm saying is he better.
Yeah.
He better. Because you forced your way out of Newcastle, you did all of that hoo-ha. To not come out and have like end up the season scoring like 5, 6, 7, 8 league goals there. That will be embarrassing.
Then
Imagine he
imagine
does all of that and
Voltamano
Liverpool
goes,
doesn't win the league.
and Voltamano goes on and like has a powerful season. Imagine, bro.
Yeah.
And Voltamata right now
Imagine
scoring.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no. So yeah, no, that's that international break. Yeah, our favorite, our favorite. We'll see how it goes. We'll catch up. I think we'll break down things in a bit more. Algie, you caught us out. You caught us at the tail end here.
tough
We're
place,
about
tough
to
place.
wrap up. So yeah, Ben, gents, it's been a good one. We'll see you guys on the flip side where we'll break down. Maybe we'll do some analysis stuff in the international break, and let's break things down properly. We'll
Yeah.
see. But keep it locked on the channel, guys. Like and subscribe.
Definitely.
Away.
Cheers.